Hey y'all, good evening. I am broadcasting on both Facebook and Instagram. So I know my Facebook page is kind of used to seeing me already, unless you're new, but I've done lives on my Facebook page before. So I'm trying it again on Instagram as well. So thank you guys for tuning in to my live this week. So I am Marissa Harvey, the systemization strategist and owner of Living Unleashed Consulting. I specialize in helping transformational coaches sell more services with their signature webinar. So if you're a life, wealth, relationship coach, I'm talking to you. So today's live, if you saw the flyer I had out kind of promoting it before, and I titled it Ethically Eavesdropping. And it's on your ideal client. So when you're actually identifying who your ideal client is, you need to know more than just their age, sex, race, location. You actually need to get a good understanding of their thought process. You need to understand what they're struggling with. And these are all things that you need in order to, one, attract and connect with them. So using your content to attract them to your services. And also the way you can position your products and services. So once you know who your ideal client is, it makes a lot of things a lot easier. So I'm gonna talk about that for a little bit today. For you, those of you who've seen my lives before, I'm not gonna be on here very long. Fingers crossed. I say that all the time, but then I start kind of get to talking. But probably about 15 minutes. So we'll go ahead and get started. So why is knowing who your ideal client so important? People post all the time, they struggle with, creating content. They have this coaching program that, transforms lives, but they don't really have a lot of clients in their coaching programs. So that goes to, you're trying to market to everybody. You're creating content for everybody. You think, what, my service is for everybody. Anybody can, buy my services. And anybody can buy your services, but you do not want to market to anybody. Marketing to anybody is like marketing to nobody. You're not targeting anybody. You might get some likes here or there. You could actually still get some potential clients, but you're not targeting a specific person or an ideal client. So that's where I came up. Not where I came up. That's where I have the understanding of why you should market to one, but you can sell to many. So you focus your content and who you want to serve and how you want to serve them by thinking about the one person. But when it comes to the sales, you can sell to people outside of that, given that they fit the criteria of people that you actually want to work with. So that's the biggest mindset thing that holds people back from actually understanding who their ideal client is and drilling down to who that person is. So you, like I said before, you spend a lot of time creating content, but once you actually focus in on who your ideal client is, you know the questions that they're asking, you know kind of what to post. You get a better idea of that. You can target them with whatever specific product or service that you have to offer that will solve whatever issues that they have, whatever they're struggling with. And you save time and money. So a lot of people just automatically go to just ads. But if you don't know who you're targeting, you're wasting money by targeting people who are ultimately not going to buy from you. So your ad spend goes up for no reason because there is no return because those people aren't your target audience. So actually knowing who your ideal client will help save you time and money. You get a deeper connection built with those that you are truly targeting, and they start to trust you more quickly. So when you're building that know like trust factor, they're looking to you for the answer. So how do you start to ethically eavesdrop. So if you've ever, and I say, and I get tagged in posts like this all the time. There's posts out there that say, do you have that one friend who can find anything out about anybody? Um, you reach out to them. It's the same with trying to find your ideal client. You know what niche you're in. You know you're a life coach. You know you're a wealth coach. So you know who you have an idea of who you want to work with. So you kind of have an idea of where they are. They might be on Facebook, they might be on Instagram, they might be on TikTok, depending on the demographic of who your ideal client is. But they're going to be asking questions. And what do you do when you have questions? You end up going to Google. So you'll Google a question or something in Google, um, and you might notice, like when you go to type in a question or something in Google, it kind of pops up with some suggestions. So that means other people are actually searching those items too. So, you want to kind of get a gauge on what are people actually looking for? What are the questions that they're asking that's related to your niche or the products or services that you sell? So understanding what those are, understanding what options are out there for your products and that are similar to your products and services, and see how people are interacting with them. Are they finding that solution helpful? If they're not, why they're not finding that solution helpful? Go deeper. Once you start to kind of connect, you might identify, one or two people who are part of your current following that you would consider your target audience. Kind of eavesdrop on them, kind of see what's going, how do they make purchases? Are they an impulse buyer? Are they someone who actually has to be, um, you know get into the detail? They have to research, and people say a lot of things without necessarily saying it. um, I think a lot of people picked up, and maybe not for Instagram, but if you've been on my Facebook page on some of our previous lives, I I tell you that I am, and I'm still a lurker. So I was a huge lurker, especially when I was first starting in business. I was, lurking on all of these accounts. I might not necessarily follow people, but I would know their account. I end up following them, but if I come across stuff so I'm lurking. I know I'm learning about you. I'm trying to see if I'm a good fit for you. Are you a good fit for me? Are you offering the thing that I'm looking for? So do that. You have to do the research. That's the thing, that you have to do, is actually dig deeper so that you understand how your ideal client thinks. There's websites out there that you can use. You have like the answerthepublic.com that gives you like all the kind of search engine questions that people are asking around the topic, whatever your niche is. You have Quorum, and I don't know if I'm saying that right. I think it's QUORA, something like that. It's like a Reddit, so it's a whole bunch of different um, chat groups. People are asking questions about everything out there. Search those. You go out to your Facebooks, and there's a Facebook group for everything. Facebook had an ad. There is a Facebook group for everything. There is a Facebook group related to your niche. There's a Facebook group that probably has your ideal audience in there. Join them. Do research. See what questions they're asking. See what kind of things that they're struggling with in there. That is how you learn to identify, okay, this is what these my ideal client is struggling with. This is how I can position to myself so that I get noticed by them, and this is how my products and services can be the solution to the problems that they're having. So, knowing the research, doing the research, that's the biggest thing, is actually doing the research. It takes time, but it saves you time on the back end. You don't have to worry about what are you going to post in your content. You don't have to start engaging with all these people who just want freebies and they're not eager to seek any more information from you. So you want to make sure you understand who your ideal client is. And a lot of times, who you start off thinking your ideal client is actually doesn't end up being your ideal client. You might think one thing. I know a lot of people, a lot of people that I've worked with are intent on, hey, I want to work with this, particular group of people, but I don't want to get over here. Well, this group is over here, so you have to be over here in order to attract them, because they're not here. And if any of you are engaged with like some of the younger generation, they don't really get on Facebook like that. Facebook is for old people. My niece says that all the time. So if I'm trying to attract younger, generation, I'm not gonna be on Facebook. I'm gonna be on TikTok. I'm gonna be on whatever other platform that they're on. Um, I'm going to be where they're at so they can find me. So you have to understand and know who your target audience is so that you can tailor your content towards that audience, and make sure that you're actually on the right platform for them to actually see you and be able to benefit from what you have to provide. So once you get all this information, you know what topics that you can talk about to attract your ideal client. You know what to say. You kind of say it in their language. You might have, I at my day job all the time, I work with IT and I work with finance people. IT people talk in IT language. Finance people talk in finance language. And I find myself being that kind of liaison between the two groups because IT is very technical and finance is very financial. And a lot of the times those two paths don't cross. So you have to talk to the people to where they understand exactly what you're talking about. So you get to learn what they're asking for, like in their words. So you're not saying you could be saying the same thing and they just totally don't know what you're talking about because you're not talking in the words that they're used to hearing. And just to wrap, and then just as a bonus, you can tweak or you can kind of create your products and services based on their needs. You know what their gaps are. You know what they're struggling with after you research that. You think they need XYZ, but they really need ABC to get to XYZ. So you can tailor, your services and your content, your services, your products to help them get there. So you have them at that end step where you want them to be. So I'm wrapping all this up. Let's talk about it in the comments. Let me know, have you started actually researching who your ideal client is? And if you have you seen the benefits, at least when it comes to content planning, when it comes to actually attracting your ideal clients? Let's talk about it in the comments. And until next time, I will talk to you all later. Like for my Facebook people, you already know what I'm about to say. Stay unleashed. And for my Instagram folks, I believe in living unleashed. So live unleashed. That's why Live Unleashed Consulting